One. Okay, good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Minister Goodluck, and here with me is
Comrade Emmanuel Diarra.
Okay, we're analyzing the topic, the ideal role of the military. And first of all, we'll go by the definition of the military. Okay, over to you.
Okay, the military is simply the armed force of a nation that is established to protect the territorial integrity of a state or country. The military is made up or is formed by the army, the navy, and the armed force of a nation. Thank you.
Yeah, that's, as my comment just defined, that's the basic definition of the military. We consist of the army, the navy, and the air force. Now, we're talking about the problems and abnormalities in the military. Now, there are some issues that happen in our society that is not supposed to be. For example, you see situations whereby a guy or a man will put on a military attire, a cap or a t-shirt. And the military men who, as you explained, are established to defend the nation, sees this person. We are not justifying the fact that criminals don't use them to rob. Yes, but see this person, stop the person, more often shoot. I've heard issues where they shoot them.
This is very bad and very wrong, because they were originally made to protect those citizens and not to hurt them. So if, for example, a military personnel sees someone putting on a camouflage, for example, and calls the person and caution him on why he should not do that, for example, it would have been better than calling the person, engaging in an aggressive argument, and to the extent of confronting the person, to the extent of killing that person. Or we've also seen cases where, for example, maybe somebody was taking a call and consciously he was not aware that they have gotten to a military checkpoint. The military intervenes, it stops them, and because of that one person that was making phone call, everybody is brought from the vehicle and punished. Old men doing frog jump, clearing grasses. Is that what the military was established to do? No.
That's true.
No.
That's true. I think this is a very sensitive part, because, first of all, we are not saying, because we hear things that criminals make calls to checkmate a military checkpoint.
Yeah. I think that's why they are very, very skeptical about that.
Yeah, so they have to be aggressive. But there is an approach the military must carry on to take over their tasks. There are approach they must follow to carry out their duties. For example, in the United States of America, you see people put on camouflage.
Thank you. That's true.
It's not a criminal act.
That's true.
It's not wrong.
We are not in the second or third century. We are in the 21st century.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are so many things that have changed. Do you know that those kind of things that they do in the military, in other climes, like in the Western world, America and the US, as you mentioned, makes it bridges the gap between the military and the civilians, because the civilians are no longer scared of the military. They see them as their colleagues, they see them as their friends. So when you say, for example, that police is your friend, it's not strange to the white man. Why? Because you actually see the police showing care, showing respect. In other words, the military also doing that for them. Not like in our clan where they are very aggressive towards us and you are telling us that they are our friends. How?
That's not true. That's a scam. That's a scam. That's a scam.
They are our friends.
They're not our friends. So these are issues that are affecting us, and we are throwing more emphasis on them.
Okay. So thank you. Now, we also know very well that there are several causes for these problems. We have just analyzed some problems that our military are currently facing. Now, one of those problems is the nuclear weapons.
They don't fight now. Like all before they say Nigerian army are the food soldiers. No, you and your food, they just bomb the place because they have developed ammunition, weapons.
Can you say Russia and Ukraine, for example? Are you saying that the military men, they just face each other and start shooting?
No,
that's not what they are doing.
That's what they do.
So, what kind of technology, what ammunitions are we producing? Nothing. If we cannot produce toothpicks, for example, sorry. Is it ammunition? But we are supposed to get to help the military. You know why? Because these things have effects on the society. Now let's talk about the effects of these problems on our society. Now the people lose faith in the military because the military, they are now aggressive towards the people. There's some guy, their salary itself is not even there's a statement they use on social media now that take-home pay can no longer take care of the living, right? so you could imagine that they are not aggressive towards the people. They feel it is even the populace that is their problem.
That's true. So
there's a gap. No wonder the scholars like Samuel Huntington and Morigiano which talk about a civilian military gap. You see, there's a gap between the civilians and the military, which is not supposed to be.
And in fact, I can say one other effect is that the government has also lost hope on the military. You can imagine now, the military was the powerhouse of every nation.
Yeah.
When USA president said the word, he's highly respected in the whole wide world. Yes. Not because he's bidding or he's strong or his party, but because of the military strength.
Good.
You can imagine, not up to a year back, neighboring countries in Nigeria has issues. And our president, who is well known as the ECOWAS chairman, our beloved president, made an instruction. But it could not come to play because of weak military. But if it's USA that said that should end, it will end definitely.
Automatically.
So this is an effect.
The fear of United States is the beginning of probably. So you could imagine that now. So in a way of concluding, you see that the major problem, the onus of all, the summary of all this is that our military will establish to protect the territorial integrity of the state. In other words, they will be established to ensure that no external force attacks the nation. But now, I'm sure since I was born, 20-something now, but I'm not sure Nigeria has engaged in battle or war with any nation. So what is the military doing? So we need to define the role of the military in peacetime, during peace, in other climes, in other nations of the world. What do the military do? We've heard military engaging in charity or voluntary donations. They go to orphanage homes. They do things. They engage in community services. They make the people feel their importance. Now take for example, in some climes, when the military is dead, people feel so secure because they know that in the presence of the military personnel, no negative harm or less is spiritual can just come to them. But in our own clan, when a military man is there, maybe we are sitting, two friends were sitting, gisting. The military man comes and he's with a gun. They are very careful with kind of what they say. What they say is accidental discharge. So you could imagine, we feel insecure in the presence of our military personnel, but we don't blame. We are saying we don't blame these issues, these problems of the military. Blame it on the government. There's need for advancement in everything in our economy because this will also affect the military. You need to get new technology for them. They need to go for training, retraining, and continuous training so that they can advance, so that they can protect the territorial integrity of the state. We don't want to wake up one day and discover that there is no longer military.
I think this is a very vital point my comment is bringing out. And this is affecting us because nobody wants to join the military anymore. Even if in the populace, we cannot see 60% of youth when they join the military. We want to make more money. But let me tell you, if the military of Nigeria is affected, every sector will be affected. Because when it comes to war, when it comes to threats, your money don't speak. It's your military force that speaks. So if this is not done, in future time to come, as you said, we wake up one day, we will not have a military. We wake up in one generation, and we will not have a military. Let's bring back the hope, the conscientism of our military. I heard a story. The US troops went to Afghanistan. Okay? And they were there. The battle was so much, and you know these guys, these Taliban are something.
They are rough.
Something else.
They are
radicals. And they dealt so much with most of the US soldiers. If you check, they removed some of those clips. If you check well, Those guys were so much deadly with them. And
they are the ones controlling Afghanistan now.
Yeah.
They celebrated, they did an anniversary.
In fact, the US had to pull out their troops. So you can see how tough it is. But there was something story when I was watching up that documentary, I saw the story and it got my heart going. And the battle became so strong that the US president, then Barack Obama, flew from USA to
Afghanistan,
the country where this was happening. And when he got there, the soldiers were shocked. Some were dropping their guns, some were crying to see their president.
Yeah.
The general chief in command of the armed forces.
So he has shown them that they are not alone. He's with them.
He's with them. In the war front. And they were dropping their guns, so they were saluting, so they were so emotional. And when he was asked, what did he come to do? He said he came to check on the welfare of his soldiers. You can see the morale the president has given to his men.
Give them motivation. What's the motivation for our military?
In fact, I heard that after that movement, it was the Taliban started to feel it out because the soldiers were highly motivated. They were ready to die for their nation. And even when they die, they are celebrated. They are not just treated as men. They are celebrated. Even we have fallen heroes there in Nigeria. I don't say much. I heard a story, I won't quote by myself. A friend of mine who worked in the Air Force Base. They lost an Air Force staff and they could recognize him. So they brought him and they took him in a wooden coffin. You can imagine. And transferred him back to his family with 50,000 naira.
So if I am a military personnel and I see my colleague,
that's demotivation.
I'll resign.
That's demotivation. And they took, in fact, the enforcement took him with 50,000 to the family.
You can
the family
50,000.
They should return the corpse. They gave them a living son and they bring him back a dead son. What is the respect and value we give to these soldiers? People that defend us. If the government thinks we are trading with them, the future will tell. The future will tell. Now you can see the president is speaking. Look at neighboring countries. Military are taking over. And the giant of Africa cannot say a word because of the weak military. Let's correct it. It will defend both the church, we defend both the mosques, defend both our schools, we defend our economy. And I think that's the best we can do. So I'll be giving up to my comment while it ranks up this section.
Okay, so we've said a lot. We know you guys, we don't know it all. You guys have a lot to tell us. Please tell us what you think about this. What is the ideal role of the military, most especially in peace times? We want you to comment, we want you to like, we want you to share. Give your feedback. Share it until it gets to government officials. Let them see. Let them know that they are failing. Even in our states, they can do things and help the military, the armed force of the nation. So that one day, as we have said, we don't wake up and see no military.
Yeah.
So please, thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Comrade Emmanuel Garaga and my brother.
My name is Minister Goodluck Ogudi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.